Hey, what is up? Craig Hoffa here. What are the rules of talking in public? What are the rules of going out in a big crowd and striking up random conversations? Well, let's talk and walk as we do it live. So this is Small Business Saturday, the Saturday right after Thanksgiving. And so this is a farmer's market and a food market and an arts market, and it's very busy. It'll be a little loud, but we're gonna talk and walk about the rules of the game. And first of all, the first rule is you gotta go out there. You can't be a pessimistic piker and stay in. The second rule is that when I really go out in practice, I don't make when I go out to a real world environment like this, this is not my first conversation for the day. No, while I walked here from wherever I parked, I chatted up a couple of strangers just to practice. Why? Because look, there's thousands of people here. In fact, I'm gonna hop up so I can show you. But the point of that is this, that before you step up to something really hard with a lot of people being outside, set yourself up for success. Find something that you can just start small, chat up a random stranger. But when you chat them up, don't force it. So, well, Craig, how do I chat up a random stranger without forcing it? Great question. This leads to a huge topic, which is talk about things that you have in common. Hey, so that was pretty close, man.
I know, not good.
Yeah. So that was a real example of me chatting up with a stranger, and it was perfect fucking timing. So he threw something, it looked like a plastic box with some dessert or something, and he missed the trash can. So I saw it, I commented in real time, and I captured it and showed you. That's what I'm talking about. The less we pre-plan and worry and get tense, the more we learn how to speak spontaneously and go with the flow. It's a game changer, and I'll show you more and more. So, but those are big rules. All right, so there's more rules. We briefly talked about the gut feeling, and I'm not gonna go fully into it, but the concept I'll share is the gut feeling plays a role when you're out walking around a lot of people. Now, why? Because part of it is learning who to avoid, who to say hello to, and just kind of the little gut feeling that can help us. So I don't know if you remember the story I shared before, but I'm gonna tie it in exactly. I was in my 20s, I went to help a friend of mine who created a clothing company, and he wanted to make a patch, like a patch to go on this hat, and he designs clothing for surfers and skaters. And so I went to help him get the patch made. I go to this embroidery store that looked like they could do it, and I walk in, and I start to say something, and I'm stuttering badly, blocking, and because I don't know enough, I push through my block, and it's awful. And then this guy, who I can tell is a jerk, I get this bad feeling in my stomach, and he asks me my name, and I push through, and I block, and I stutter very badly, and I feel like a crap. And then he says, hold on. And my gut was screaming something bad was going to happen, but I ignored it. And he gets his buddy who worked there, like I'm the person to entertain them, like the gesture to make them laugh. And he says to me, hey, tell him your name. And instead of having the courage just to walk out or not follow what I was asked, I did not have my own internal compass yet. I did not know how to stand up for myself. I did not know that I could just say no or walk away. I felt very intimidated. I did not know how to fix that yet. So what did I do? Like a fool, I said my name again, stuttering worse this time, blocking worse, pushing through the block more, and it was a complete disaster, and I left there, and I felt like a piece of crap. The point is, my gut was right when I could have left. My gut was right when I did not know that staying was going to be real bad, and I felt that feeling, and I ignored it, and that was my mistake. But we all learn, and that's one of the rules. You want to see a magic show? We'll just do a little quick peek.
Not just one side changes, both sides change. I'm not a cheap magician like David Costner. Okay? We'll do it again.
All right. So what I'm teaching you is not magic. It may seem like it, but it's the real world way of how I killed my stutter and how I remain fluent, because there's no cure. So what you see is what you get. I bring it each day. That's why I also record content out in public. All right. And then for rules, you can do small things to build small amounts of confidence. So I don't know if you saw that, but a guy looked at me and I looked back and I just said a quiet hey. Stuff like that you can do to build up. But yeah. So I think all this is so important. And at this art market, you see it all. There's jewelry and painting and food down there, and there's a magic trick guy, or a magician. There's all sorts of stuff. And what I'm showing you, you can do it. Yes, the first time I came out here, I felt scared as shit practicing. The more you come out, the more you feel comfortable. And we have to work up to this. So it's the emotional state. It's in our mind to, as we're driving out here, we're not thinking about all the worst memories and the hardships. No, instead, we are thinking about the times when we spoke better, when we had more fluent speech. It might be, it can be small, but the small victories, the small times that you've had good speech, think about those. You want to recall those. You want to recall how it felt to have that good speech, because that shit's important. That's important. Before you go out to, a great idea or rule is to read out loud by yourself. Go Gators, man. Good. Yeah. Hey, I'm surprised how Florida, I thought we were going to fire our coach and we turned this around.
Noise, background noise.
Yeah. Yeah. And now the recruiting class is top 20.
Man, last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, it feels like we have a chance to go back to the glory days, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In Florida State.
That game, you never know.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, buddy. Okay. So another example, I'm not sure how the camera looked, but wanted to show you, and yes, I'm a Florida graduate, I'm a Florida Gator fan as well, but it's all that how to naturally start a conversation. And when you, so let me touch back upon, when you are at home or before you go out, this idea to read out loud, find a little bit of confidence in your voice and how, because you're at home, you play music, you start to think about the times when you had good speech, right? You start to feel good about it. And then you read out loud. What you're trying to accomplish specifically is finding a little confidence in your voice, which means read till your jaw is sore. Read out loud until you feel good. Read stuff that makes you happy. Don't read boring stuff. Read something that you have a passion about. It can be anything, sports or music, or it doesn't matter. But read something that you can get into. It's that you're finding your groove in life. You're finding your groove in your voice. Hello, how are you? Good morning. And so that's another example of what you can do, where you can say small things just like that. But it's this idea, you find your groove in life, you find your voice, you find your flow. All of this helps, because when you're thinking about it from your perspective. Tavon here today or no? Is your son here?
Yeah, he's getting me some hot chocolate.
Oh, he's a good son. Nice.
He is.
Well, I'll be sure to stop by again.
Give me some hot chocolate.
Okay, great. So I met her son who works here, and he's a cool guy. And you can build relationships and friends when you go back to the same places again and again. But you're finding your groove. You're finding the voice, the momentum. because before I got this good, I used to think just going out and talking to strangers was like one big world that I did not know. But all of these things I'm sharing about the practicing talking out loud, about the music, about the recalling the positive experiences when you spoke well, all of that matters. That matters. That's how this is all the stuff that I learned. And where you have a conversation before you really practice because you don't want to be super cold. And it's all of this that goes into how to have great speech in the real world. It's funny, but it's not this one globe that you just walk into and just do it. No, there are these rules that I've worked with that have helped me to be comfortable to stand out here in front of a crowd and just talk and just be me, because you can do it too, and these rules help. It's kind of like how we go from a unplanned world to here's a strategy. So this is the stuff that's helped me in the real world, and I wanted to show you a real view of me out here and about what I do. And there are rules, and these are some of them that have helped me. And I really talk what I say. So none of the stuff that I tell you I just made up and don't use. No, it literally helped me be fluent, and I still do this stuff. Most of the time it's subconscious because I've done it for so many years, but I still do it. And I also do this in the real world for work or for when I was in school. You can do it wherever you are. These rules apply. So I'm Craig Coffey. This has been great. I'm going to go grab a beer and get some lunch, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.